Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. Today, I have a message. The message I heard is, oh, it's over. It's over. It's over there. Okay, so like the first two, it's over. It's over's word like with an exclamation point, like someone's yelling, like they are excited. You know what I'm saying? And then it's over there was with a question mark. This scripture comes from 2 Kings 25 and 3. By the ninth day of the fourth month, the famine in the city had become so severe that there was no food for the people to eat. Then the city wall was broken through, and the whole army fled at night through the gate between the two walls near the king's garden. Though the Babylonians were surrounding the city, they fled toward Arabah. But the Babylonian army pursued the king and overtook him in the plains of Jericho. All his soldiers were separated from him and scattered, and he was captured. He was taken to the king of Babylon, Riblah, where sentence was promised on him. They killed the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes. Then they put out his eyes, bound him with bronze shackles, and took him to Babylon. Okay, and then, yeah, okay, and then we skip over to 27, 25, and 27 in the 27th year of the exile of Jehoiachin, king of Judah. In the year of Awal, Marduk became king of Babylon. He released Jehoiachin, king of Judah, from prison. He did this on the 27th day of the 12th month. He spoke kindly to him and gave him a seat of honor higher than those of the other kings who were with him in Babylon. So Jehoiachin put aside his prison clothes and for the rest of his life ate regularly at the king's table day by day. The king gave Jehoiachin a regular allowance as long as he lived. So here's the mess. I honestly, y'all can go back and y'all can read the full 2 Kings and 25. But baby. But here's what God is saying for someone. So here's what God is saying for someone. For someone, I just feel like you were completely surrounded. Your enemy had the perfect plan. Your enemy had the perfect plan. And this, like, I just feel like, they wanted you, like, for whoever you are in the beginning, when they were enacting this plan upon you, they were trying to make you feel as though everything was good, and they felt as though they would be able to capture you. Okay. And what I'm thinking about, like what God is showing me, it's kind of like it went fast. Okay, so this was a situation where you were put in a position to where everything was good. Okay, and it's like night and day. Okay, one day everything was good, everything was fine, everything was pleasant, and then out of nowhere you were able to see that it wasn't what you thought it was. Like whoever these people are that were coming against you, that are like in the position of the Babylonians, they were being very fake with you. They were acting as if they cared about you and they missed you and they loved you, or they were acting as if they I just feel like it was an act. This was an act that someone experienced, regardless if this is a situation with a job. This could be a situation with a group of people. Maybe you had left this group and you came back for whatever reason, and whatever it is, while you were there was an act. It's kind of like a play that was going on to make you feel as though everything was going to be fine. However, within a blink of an eye, All that went down the drain. So here's the thing. Here's the catch to this message. They thought, okay, that they had you. Like, for whoever this is for, this is a situation where these people, they thought they had you. They thought they had you captured. For somebody, they really thought they had you captured. They thought they had you captured. I'm being reminded of you know, a conversation I was having about how some people, they think that everything is good. You know, they think that it's easy to move to like a different country, a foreign country, or to move to the desert, or to do van life, and to do this and to do that. And there are all these opportunities in today's world, but a lot of people don't realize the dangers of these things. You know, moving to a new country is all good until you get there and you realize you don't know nobody. You may not know the language that they are speaking, and you may not even realize that they may have a prejudice against you, you know. And this is something that I didn't imagine this. You know, when I moved to a different country, I didn't think, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think that there was going to be anybody that would feel some kind of way about me. And it's not to say that everybody felt that way and everybody was that way, but that goes to show, once again, when you are in a foreign land, you don't know anybody. You don't know where to go. You don't know, like, you don't know. And you could very well accidentally position yourself around people that are not in favor of you. You could very well position yourself around people that wish harm upon you. And that's just like with, you know, moving to the desert, or moving to the middle of nowhere, or moving to some kind of place like you want to do off-grid. You want to have off-grid living. But there are certain towns that you don't want to go to, especially if, you know, you got you know what I'm saying. Like, the sundown towns do still exist. They exist still. They still exist. There are still people that are very prejudiced, and there are still people that will go to the fullest extreme to make sure you realize and you understand they don't want you around them. And, you know, it could very well be to the extent that they take you up out of here. You know, that's just like, you know, and then it could even be dangerous, you know, to think to yourself, oh, well, I'm just going to do this, that, and the third, and I'll have my own city. Like, don't forget, as quiet as it's kept, what's underneath Lake Lanier. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like God is saying, for someone, you may have went at whatever this is with a pure intentions, with the purest of hearts, but you kind of walked into a trap. But I just feel like the trap, like, God may have even sent you there. But here's the thing. They were thinking that they had you. And that, like, in when it come down to it, God says this was just a flex. It was a flex. It was a flex that God did with you. It was a flex that God did with you. It was a flex when God, like, basically what was happening here, what happened to Zedekiah, this is what these people wished upon you. This is what some of these, they really wished, that they were assuming that that's what was going to happen. Okay, that's why they said it's over. It's over. It's over. They assumed that it was over for you. For some of you, they assumed that you would be stranded and you would be stuck and you would be left to their mercy. Some of you, they assumed that like, I just feel like this is for somebody, they thought you had no way out. They thought that they had you. They thought that there was no way that you would be saved, and there was no way that you would be rescued, and there was no way that you would come out of the trap that they had prepared for you. There was no way you would come out of the pit that they had for you. But God said no. Okay? And as soon as they were celebrating that they had finally like they were joyfully, they were excited that you were a part of this trap and you were placed in this trap. And for some of you, you saw it. and I just feel like, their celebration is not what you would think that it would be. Their celebration could simply be like, for some of you, it's a situation where, like, to your face, when you first, like, that, I just feel like once they felt like the coast was clear, they were no longer nice to you. They were no longer kind to you. They were, slowly, gradually, but they were very well letting you know, how they really felt. And like I said, I don't know if this is for who this is for. I don't know if you moved somewhere. I don't know if you was just around a group of people, like maybe it's a group that you had joined. Maybe it's a group that you were getting ready to join this group, and it's kind of like how a lot of groups, when you join them, they act as if everything is good, like during the rush. How fraternities, sororities, and social groups, when you join the group, everybody is friendly, and then you end up going through this phase where everybody is being mean, and then once you are accustomed to their ways and you agree to whatever agreements, then you end with everything. So this is a situation for someone where it's basically like, this person, these people, they were thinking that they had you. They were thinking that they had you. They were thinking there was no way out for you. They were thinking that there was no rescue. They had the perfect plan. They had the perfect plan. They had the perfect plan. But what they did not know is that their perfect plan still falls short when it comes to God and his plan. It still falls short when it comes to God and his glory. It still falls short. And for some of you, it could simply be a situation where you were pursuing something. Maybe you were pursuing some kind of business. You were pursuing some kind of career. You were pursuing some kind of degree. And there was someone that put forth effort to stop you. They were putting forth efforts. They wanted to put that degree to a halt. They wanted to ensure that you wouldn't be able to graduate. They wanted to ensure that everything wouldn't work out for you. They wanted to ensure that, like, this is someone, like, I really feel like for somebody, they wanted to capture you. And they thought they did. And within a blink of an eye, you were uncaptured. You were gone. And they were like, what? They were like, what? It's like the message is literally, it's over. It's over. They were excited. They were happy. For some of you, you don't even understand that, like, some of these people that were in this group, they so evil that when you were not a part of it, and when with the plan that they enacted upon you didn't work, they were restless, and they couldn't stand the thought. They couldn't understand it, and they couldn't figure this out, and they couldn't figure that out. For some of you, it's a situation where someone actually had, like, this happened to you twice. Okay, they tried to capture you, and God pulled you out. But when God pulled you out the first time, God used somebody else to pull you out. And for some of you, it was a situation where they spoke amongst themselves, and you said it was God. You said it was God, regardless if you testified, or regardless if you were celebrating, or whatever it is. They caught wind of that, and they told themselves, no, it's not because of God. It was because of this person. It was because of that person. If they didn't have this person, and if they didn't have that person, we would have them. And God said, okay. And y'all know God loved to flex. God loved to flex. He loved to flex. He loved to flex. He loved to flex. And what God decided to do, this fly is about to drive me. What God decided to do is God decided. And I just feel like the enemy is just really trying to keep me from relaying this message to y'all, from my, like my throat cracking, to this fly that just is like, it insists on me. I don't even know how I got in here, y'all. But anyways, what God decided to do, God decided to allow you to get back into this situation to where you were almost trapped, and he pulled you out. And can't nobody say it was this person, that person, the third. No, it was God. And that's it. And there isn't anymore. And, you know, from 1 second, they thought that they was going to see you and you were going to be on a downward spiral, and that was going to be the end. Like some of you, you don't even understand how, like I have said this before, some people, you think that your enemies are not being taken care of because from the way you see it and the way you look at them, they just carry on. And you don't realize that for some people, their punishment is literally watching you become what they really did not want you to become. Watching you pursue things they knew that they were going to be able to stop you from pursuing. From them putting forth every effort that they possibly could to slow you down, to stop you, to put an end to it, and their little plans crashing down. God said that is their judgment. That is their punishment. Some of you, you don't even realize, but that's literally what their punishment is, them having to see that it did not work. And for some of these people, it makes them sick. It makes them crazy. It makes them, I just feel like it makes them, they will go through it. They will go through it. And you know, like, there are some people, when people are operating in a demonic spirit, when they are operating from a evil place, it can cause them, it's like they get excited, they get happiness, they get joy, they get energy off of other people's pain. When they see a child of God and they're trying to cause that child of God pain, and they're trying to enact this evil plan and that evil plot and this one and that one upon that child of God, it makes them feel good when they see that happening to them. And they are able to, when they put a halt, they try to stop your blessings, or they convince you to denounce your blessings, or they convince you to do this, they convince you, it makes them happy. God is saying that for whoever you are, the fact that you overcame them, not once, twice, in the spite of whatever plot they put together, they had everything perfect. And for some of you, they wanted you, they wanted your life to turn out a certain way. They wanted you to turn out a certain way. For some of you, it was like this is, and this is a conspiracy. Like, I just feel like they were conspiring against you. They were conspiring against you. They, for some of you, these people, they wanted to trap you. Regardless if they wanted to trap you into a world of sin, they wanted to trap you into a world of drugs, and they wanted to trap you into a world of living your life in ways that God don't want you to, and they wanted you to be in this trap. But God said no, and he meant it. And I feel like this is somebody, he said no, and it's a hard no. And it don't matter who come and try to do this to you. It don't matter who come and try to slow down your progress. It don't matter who come and try to put an end to what God has started within you. God said what he said, and he meant what he said when he called you. He meant what he said when he chose you. He meant it. And, you know, for whoever this is for, God is saying that it's not going to work. It didn't work that time, and it won't work again. God is saying, he said, he meant it. And, you know, this is a situation for somebody. God did this on purpose to flex his power. And now those that were thinking that you were going to be caught up in this trap, they thought that they had you. They thought that it was over for you. They thought that you would fall. They now have to see, not only did you not fall, but God is raising you higher. See, every time, for whoever you are, every time people attack you like this and they conspire against you and they gather together and they talk down on you and they put this plot together, They didn't put that plan together. And they didn't stirred up this pot, that pot. They sat outside for hours, for days, weeks, some of them months, digging a pit for you to fall into. God said not only are they going to fall into the same pit they dug for you, not only are they going to end up in whatever, I keep hearing for a hellhole. Like they created this. I'm being reminded of how in Coraline, how the other mother created an entire world just so that she could trap Coraline, just so that she could get her to do what she wanted her to do. Baby, confirmation. Just so she could get her to do what she wanted her to do. But for whoever you are, you saw it for what it was. You were never blind. It was never a situation where you didn't understand. You understood your mission, and you understood your objective. You know, I just feel like this was an attempt. The enemy was trying to trick you. You know, God may have sent you for a specific purpose, and the enemy was trying to make you feel as though that purpose was something else, but you were not confused. They might have put some spells, tried to put some spells on you, tried to use this, tried to use that. It did not work on you. You saw everything for what it was. God told you what you were doing, and God told you what, like, this is somebody, it wasn't a situation where you got stuck. It wasn't a situation, like this did not, it didn't work on you. And once again, for somebody, this is the second time, third time, it didn't work on you. And God is using you to show them that they are not as powerful as they think they are. God, the living God, he does not sleep. He does not slumber. He knew what was going on before you realized what was going on. And, you know, I'm wearing my graduation band. I feel like for somebody, this was a graduation ceremony for you in God's eyes. In God's eyes, you're moving on now. You're moving on. Like, this is for someone, you have a new mission. God is giving you something. There's something else that God has prepared for you to do. And that's okay. But just like I said, God, every time someone does this, every time someone puts together a plot, puts together a plan, tries to set you up like this and set this up, and they putting this together and they putting that together, God say every time somebody do that to you, all he is going to do, not only is he going to pull you out, confirmation again, but he is going to raise you up higher than you were before they started messing with you. He is going to position you higher than you were before they even said anything. Like, and for whoever you are, regardless of what this witchcraft and these plots and these plans has affected, you know, for somebody, this affected your money. This affected how you earn money. This may have affected how much you earn. God says not only are you going to get back to making the amount that you usually do, but you are going to be making more. Not only is your business going to flourish the way that it's supposed to, it is going to flourish beyond what you could ever imagine. God said he got you. Job well done for somebody. God said job well done. You earn your stripes, okay? You earn your stripes. Congratulations. And this is like, for like, once again, you know what I'm saying? Even if you lost some things, even if some things didn't turn out the way you thought it would, even like whatever that case is with that, you know, God is saying, understand, you won. Just the fact that you are not in the trap that they set for you gives you victory. Just the fact that you did not fall short. You did not fall short. You did not fall. Somebody, they oiled up the ground and wanted you to slip and fall. They stuck out all the strings and they put all kind of stuff in the ground so that you would be able to fall and tumble. But God said no. And like I said, I feel like for somebody, it was like a light switched on. Like, I'm being reminded of this video. I was watching this lady videos where she talk about millennial things and how when we used to hang out at the club when them lights cut on, okay, and you realize so much everything that happened, okay. And the video she showed, it was like it was her and herself. But anyways, one friend had a red, like a bruise from them little headbands we used to wear, and the other friend, them little cheap necklaces we used to get from Charlotte Russe, then broke while they was partying and dancing. And she was like, what's that, what's on your head? And she's like, ow, I don't know. And she like, what happened to your necklace? I don't know. And then the lights, you know, do you look at the guy that you dancing with? Oh no. Okay. And it's just go ahead and say the light switched on. The light switched on. And 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 the light switched on. Okay, and I'm even being reminded of the point where the guy was trying to ask if they needed a ride home. She said, no, we got to ride. We got to ride. Let's go. Okay, we got to go. Okay, we got things to do. God says the light switched on. The light switched on. The light switched on. And they thought they had you, and they said it was over for you, and they was ready to party on it, and they was ready to celebrate, and they was ready to pull out the champagne glasses, and they was ready to go ahead and light up some fireworks, and they was ready to dance all through the night. And then God hurried up, swooped in, and swooped you out. And he said that's what he's supposed to do, and that's what he gonna do every time for his children. For his children. For his children. For those that are doing as he asked them to do. For those that follows his commands. For those that follow the commands of God, they will not fall short and end up in a trap. They will not end up in, I just feel like this is someone that was trying to enact some kind of wrath upon you. God says vengeance belongs to him, and you are not deserving of any wrath. You are not deserving of any punishment. You are not deserving to be upon judgment, up in any kind of judgment, because you did not do anything. And that's just what it is. You are not deserving of this. And because you're not deserving of this, it's not going to happen to you. And you know, once again, that's all that it is. There isn't anymore. God said there's nothing else to it. There's no buts to it. For some of you were dealing with some people, they wanted to, but I heard, and but I thought, and but this is supposed to happen, and but that is supposed to. Some of these people, they set up traps for you, and they ended up falling into the traps, and they are mad at you because instead of you falling into the trap that they set up for you, instead of you falling into the pit they dug for you, they fell in it. That's not your problem. And you know, this is a situation where someone may have been trying to pull on your heartstrings. Trying to make you feel as though it was supposed to happen to you. And they need to come and you need to come and you need to help them. And you need to come and you need to do this. And you need to come and you need to do that. That's not your problem. They shouldn't have set up that trap for you in the first place. For some of you, it's a situation where somebody is trying to make you feel like, well, it was really supposed to be you that fell in. I know I was setting you up. But wait, you have to understand. This happened to me because ain't no understand. I understand very well. Yeah. That's what he's telling me. I understand very well. I see everything very clearly. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Okay, you can see very clear. I see it. You dug that pit for me. You dug that pit for me, and you dug that pit, regardless if you were physically outside with your shovel and your pickaxe, dug in a pit, or if you were going around lying on me and talking about I did this, that, and the third, and I said this, that, and the third, and that happened, and this happened, and that happened, and this happened, and you thought I was going to fall in that pit. You thought I was going to get beat up. You thought I was going to end up doing this, that, and the third. And baby, they were shocked and appalled to find out they dug that pit for themselves. They've dug that pit for themselves. And see, they don't realize, children, people that live like the children of darkness, they don't realize. People that's living on demon time, they don't realize. When they come up with all these they conspiring against the children of God, and they wishing evil against children of God, and they sitting around and they praying and they prying against the children of God. They think that they are not going to be the ones to fall up in that pit. But it was okay when they were thinking it was going to be you. When they were thinking it was going to be you. When they was wishing it upon you. When they were sitting around conspiring people and convincing people that they should do these things to you, everything was all good. It was cool then. It was all fun and games then. Wasn't nothing wrong with it then. But when they fell in that pit, but when what they wanted to happen to you happened to them, now they don't know how to feel about it. Now they frustrated. They irritated. When the very same people, it's like these people that they were conspiring about you to, they had all this built up aggression. They was mad. Rightfully so, with whatever this person was telling them. They got upset. They was ready to fight. But God said they better not touch not one hair on your head. So guess who got all that rap? God said you are not deserving of any punishment. You are not deserving of any judgment. You are not deserving of any wrath. You are not deserving of these things. And because you are not deserving of these things, they will not fall upon you. And once again, he has showed them. One more again, he didn't show them that he is God, the Almighty, the great I am, the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. He is not playing. Top dog. The original gangster. Triple OG. Okay? Stop playing with God. And that's the message. That's the message. God says stop playing with him. Stop playing with him and stop playing with him. Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him. And the sad thing is, they really need to repent. And prayerfully, some of them will. But God is saying, there are some people that they follow, regardless if they knowingly are following Satan or if they are doing it on accident, they are following him. And they think that there's a possibility that the war is going to be won by Satan, and it is not going to happen. The war has already been won by God. God won. It is over. The war is over. The war has been fought and won already. Only thing that Satan and all the fallen angels that fell from heaven with him are waiting on is the day that God sentenced them. These demons, they are waiting on their sentencing. And they are trying to take as many people down there with them as they possibly can, because they're going to be bored down there. It's a lot of misery that's going to be going on down there. God said ain't going to be nothing going on but the gnashing of teeth and the scraping of bones. God says it's not going to be a piece of cake. It's not going to be fun. You ain't going to get down there and expect to see an AC unit. You ain't going to get down there and see no fans. You ain't going to get down there. It ain't going to be no party down there. That's the message. They thought. Yeah. They thought. Girl, they thought. And for a lot of you, this is because you refuse. Whatever it is they were trying to convince you to do, you refuse. I'm looking at where it says, now Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon. You refuse. You refuse. It was something that they were trying to convince you to do. You said no. And they didn't like that. So they wanted to try to, how do you say it? They wanted to try to Once again, pitchfork you in. They wanted to try to get you surrounded and get you in a position where you ain't had no choice. God said you got all the choices. And when you say no to something for the sake of God, because you refuse to live a life of sin, and you refuse to live a way that God does not want you to live, God will save you every time. He said he got you. He got you. It was not your portion, and it will not be your portion, and it's still not your portion. It don't matter what they do. It don't matter how they do it. God said they gonna fall into the pit they dug for you every time. They can be as upset about it as they want to. Yep. They thought that they were going to have a sentencing party for you, and they were going to sentence you. That's what they thought. They thought they were going to sentence you. But God says, not today. And that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.